So it was 2007 when I left a church that I very much loved. And it was very difficult. For the first time in my life, I felt that honesty demanded that I ask a question I'd never asked before. I'd always thought God loved me. And for the first time in my life, I felt I had to ask, maybe God hates my guts. Look at the facts. Look at this bombed out rubble that my life is. Well, I eventually figured out that I was right the first time and that God did love me. 2 Corinthians 12 became very important to me. I could not get out of bed without 2 Corinthians 12, 1 through 10. His strength is made perfect in our weakness, in my weakness. In due course, my wife and I were led into a church plant. Really, I was in no condition to plant a church. If a young man came to me and described himself as in the personal condition I was in at that time, I would not encourage him to plant a church. But there we were. And I look back on it now and I realize God was in it. I just want to say, I am living proof that the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases and His mercies never come to an end. I also want to say from Philippians 3 that if you share in His sufferings, becoming like Him in His death, you will also know Him and the power of His resurrection. And what happened for us is just deeply depending on the Lord, moment by moment. I really believe in the moment by momentness of real Christianity. As the psalmist said, our eyes are on you, Lord. He said, our hand is stretched out without wearying. Deeply depending upon the Lord, we had a front row seat to watch God be faithful when we were weak. And what is now Emmanuel Church started as on a gentle, steady growth trajectory marked by unmistakable divine blessing and favor, such that now, guys, we are in green pastures and beside still waters. I feel so loved. And I didn't get myself here. I couldn't. The Lord has cared for me, for my wife Janie, for everyone involved. And now, I'm part of a church it's the church of my dreams. Every Sunday, our assistant pastor, T.J. Timms, and I look at each other, Ben Reynolds, our music guy, we look at each other, we say, how did that happen? It's God's presence. There's nothing greater than the manifest presence of the living Christ among His people, with unbelievers there, compelled by it and struck by it, unsettled by it. And in His mercy and His grace and His faithfulness, that's where we are. God is going to tell that same story through you. Don't give up. Never quit. God is faithful.